Made the tote board go tilt with that $80,000 bet.
Right.
Todd Pletcher told us he thinks he's talented enough that a Preakness win could happen, but the question is, can it happen in just his 4th start? And he may be farther back early than Todd wants him to be, in my opinion at least. Pletcher said he'd like to see him 3rd, 4th, or 5th. There's just so much speed in here.
If the speed does not materialize like that, yes, he will be. But I'm with you. I think there's far too much for him to be that close, which might be a good thing. Look at the goggles.
Jerry.
Here's the problem on a day like today. It's cold and the goggles fog up. As soon as you go in the gate, you can see nothing. So watch the jockeys try and pull those goggles off their face.
Here's the horse with the erratic personality, Lonnie.
Getting out 10 minutes before the others and carrying 126 pounds on his back for 10 minutes longer is not a good thing, in my opinion.
Tried to kick one of the assistant starters, but they were ready for him.
He'll be in the gate longer than anybody else as well. But he likes confined spaces. So here we go with Nyquist. Looks great.
Nyquist, watched by his trainer Doug O'Neill and owner Paul Redham to the left of the screen. And a little reluctant to go in, now takes his place in stall number 3. Fellowship, he's reluctant to go in, but with the call to the 141st Preakness Stakes, here's Maryland native Larry Colmus.
Thank you, Tom, and we've got them all in line here except for Stradivari, who is coming up to that outside stall under John Velasquez. Goes in, they're all in line, ready for the start. They're off in the Preakness. Lonnie was away slowly again. Nyquist had a good beginning, and Ungolino goes with him, and so does Awesome Speed. So they surround Nyquist early on. Collected is going up and is close up to the pace. Running in 4th early on, then Lauban, followed by Abiding Star, who's sitting behind the front runners today. And then it's Stradivari. Exaggerator is a good 13 lengths off of Nyquist, who's head and head up front, with Ungolino going into that turn. Then Fellowship, and at the back of the field are Cherry Wine and Lauban. The pace is very fast, a 22 and 1 opening quarter mile, so Nyquist is forced to work early here. He's got Lauban on his inside, and Awesome Speed is running in 3rd just behind the leaders. Then Collected, followed by Stradivari toward the inside, who's about 4 lengths off the lead. Lauban is next. Now Exaggerator is down on the inside. King DeSormo has him about 6 lengths off the lead, and Nyquist is up front. His nemesis is 5 lengths ahead of him as Exaggerator makes steady progress on the rail. Up front, it is Ungolino, who continues to cling to Nyquist. Nyquist with a head in front, and on their outside, Awesome Speed. And there's Exaggerator. He's so much closer today after a 46 2/2 mile, and they move for the far turn. Ungolino has been pressuring Nyquist the whole way. Awesome Speed is 3rd, Collected 4th, Stradivari, and Exaggerator is right on the rail, and he's 2 lengths off the lead, and Ungolino continues to battle Nyquist on the far turn. Exaggerator and Stradivari are both in contention, and now Mario Gutierrez is asking Nyquist for his run, and they're into the stretch, and it's Nyquist in front. His adversary Exaggerator gonna jump on him, and he's gone by to take the lead as they come to the 8th pole. It is Exaggerator in front. Now Nyquist switches back to the outside. Exaggerator down to the 16th pole. The gutty Nyquist is coming at him in 2nd, and then Stradivari followed by Cherry Wine. But Exaggerator has turned the tables. He has won the Preakness Stakes. It was very close for 2nd. Nyquist and Cherry Wine were right together, and then it was Loud on the outside, Lonnie, followed by Stradivari, and the final time was 1 minute 58.31 seconds. It was Exaggerator's day today.
Well, the 5th time was the charm for Exaggerator. He had been 0 for 4 against Nyquist today. He hands the favorite his first career defeat, as you see the Nyquist team. As Exaggerator, Kent DeSormo was so confident. Keith DeSormo had confidence in his horse as well. A victory to the Prue brothers, the 2 brothers from Louisiana, who started their professional careers at the racetrack in Maryland, and they come back to Maryland in triumph to take the Preakness Stakes. It was shocking that Exaggerator was so much closer than he normally is.
Well, there was 2 things. First, the pace was toxic. The first quarter of a mile was extremely fast, and it seemed like Mario Gutierrez could not get Nyquist back. And you're right, Tom. Exaggerator moved up down the backside, within 5 lengths of that hot pace, much closer than he normally is.
Maybe this was the strategy, but watch the start of Nyquist and watch how hard Mario Gutierrez urges him at the start. This was clearly what they wanted to do, despite the fact there were so many speeders in there. Watch Mario.
No, he sends him out of there, and with a horse that's speedy anyway, he doesn't need much cue. This is all he needs to get his motor running, but I believe Mario thought he could turn him back off again. He could ease him back once he decided to do that around the turn, but Nyquist was having none of it. Nyquist was given the cue to go, and he went today. As you go into the first turn, I mean, this is way too fast to be going. Now I thought Mario could get him back, but it wasn't to be. He stayed up there battling Arcolino, and then we get to the top of the stretch. Well, I don't think he's got much left. Exaggerator with Kent DeSorma has already worked his way out from an inside to an outside run in the middle of the racetrack, and he's the best horse today. He took advantage of a hot pace, and he finally got the best of Nyquist.
And Exaggerator's been known for pulling himself up when he gets to the front too early, and for a second there it looked like he might be kind of losing his focus, but the other horses behind him were just too tired. A nice run for Stradivari there, also Cherry Wine. Nyquist is just wiped out at that point.
Nyquist, who was engaged every step of the way, but Exaggerator's day today in the slot from Pimlico, and Kent DeSorma alongside Donna.
Kent, you've won 3 Kentucky Derbies, and this is your 3rd Preakness Stakes, but this is the first one for your brother in a Triple Crown race. What's it mean to you to get this win for him today?
I can't even put it in, I can't even fathom. It's going to take a while. I'm in shock right now.
You just, it is hard to get you speechless. You just mentioned how Exaggerator's not even blowing hard. This seemed like an easy race for him. 4 times he's faced Nyquist, 4 times he's been beat. What made the difference today?
Well, I think that Nyquist had company all the way around the course. They stayed really wide. For the abbreviations I've had in his previous starts, I had a dream trip today.
Your first of 3 Eclipse Awards came here almost 30 years ago, largely in part because of your accomplishments here in Maryland. What's it mean to come back here and do this with your brother here over this racetrack?
Well, Donna, I'll say this about that. I was on the fence and they all stayed wide. These turns, you want to paint the fence. We did, they didn't, and I think, not for nothing, but knowledge is power.
You definitely know how to win over this track and in these races. Well done, Ken. Let's go to Bob Newmeyer.
And I get to talk to another brother, and that would be the delighted Keith DeSorma, the trainer of the winner, Exaggerator. How, after all this time, were you able to turn this around against the champion Nyquist?
Well, I hope it's not only because of the muddy track.